I'll tell you, my father was an actor. My father went to Studio 58 in the 60s. He trained under Anthony Holland, who was the founder of Studio 58. My father was in a George Riga play called Grass and Wild Strawberries at the Vancouver Playhouse under the leadership of Joey Coghill, who was the artistic director.
And you saw this?
No, my dad it was way before I was born, but when he was a young man, he had a theater scholarship. My grandmother kicked him out of the house because he wanted to be an actor. She dumped his shit out in the drive port and said, "You want to go be an actor? Go on, go be a bum." And so he had to live with my aunt, my great aunt, who was Indigenous, my mom's aunt. This is before he was with my mom. It's all very complicated, small town shit. But like my dad had a scholarship to a theater school in Nelson, British Columbia, and he went there for a year, and then he went down to Vancouver, and he trained with Anthony Holland, then at the Vancouver Community College, which was the nascent sort of Studio 58. His first professional show was at the Vancouver Playhouse in Grass and Wild Strawberries, which was the second play after Ecstasy at Rita Joe by George Riga, where there's pot smoking in the show, hippies and their parents. The band, the Collectors play. The Collectors became Chilliwack, right? The band Chilliwack, the band Chilliwack? Yeah. So the Collectors, the proto-Chilliwack was the Collectors. They played at the interval and throughout the show. They scored the show and played at the interval. The Blue Hairs would get pissed off at the hippie language and the swearing and the pot smoking and leave the theater in the first 20 minutes. The hippies would line up down the street, re-buy those seats and sit in because there was a concert at the half, right? And it was a story about their culture. And I heard all these backstories when I was a kid. I had no context. But because there was pot smoking in the show, it was really controversial. On closing night, one of the actors on stage in the Vancouver Playhouse lit a real joint on stage, which was a signal, and half the house sparked up and hotboxed the Vancouver Playhouse, and it caused a riot. And Joey Coghill got fired because of that. And my first professional show was at the Vancouver Playhouse in a play called Wit with